Cool.
Good. I recognize the place, the studio. You guys have been doing your live streams and / music videos.
Yeah. Well, this is our home sweet home. You know, so.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you guys because I'm a fan of your band, and obviously you're kind of the super rock group from in all your different past rock and roll groups from Candlebox, Pearl Jam, Skillet, and more. But here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passions. I want to know, everyone, where did your passion for music started? Was it a certain album you heard, a live performer, or something that was just naturally for you? Let's start with you, Peter.
It started with my parents when I hadn't thought about that before, but it started with my parents. They were in a band in the 60s and 70s. You know, more of a West Coast act, didn't really, you know, break in any big way, but they used to play a lot of shows, toured a lot, playing clubs and the like. So I got it from them. And my dad in particular introduced me to a lot of, you know, great bands he grew up with, from the Beatles and Stones, obviously, to the Clash, Springsteen, and you know, would not only get me their albums even when I was young, was taking me to shows, to concerts, and that's how I sort of fell into it.
Very nice. Brianna?
Yeah, similar. My dad, I mean, there's pictures of me since I could pick up a little guitar, me playing a little blue guitar with my dad playing his acoustic guitar. He loved folk, so he was a big, like, you know, you name it, the folk from the 60s and the 70s. That was his thing. So that kind of inspired me, and then I got into singing pretty early on into my life, and that kind of took its own world, I guess. And so, yeah, that's where my inspiration came from.
Very cool. All right, how about you, Kevin?
A little bit the same. I think early on, my dad would come home from work every night. He'd take a shower, and then he'd shut off all the lights and listen to Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
He would do that, and I think that definitely had a lot to do with it. And then a couple of years later, I had a cousin that was playing guitar. He was probably 8 years older than me, so he was a teenager, and he had long hair, and he could play guitar, and he was the coolest dude on earth to me, you know? So that probably had something to do with it, too.
All right, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, same old story. My parents, you know, introduced me to a lot of great stuff. My dad in particular had just a great record collection, and from when I could barely talk, I was requesting to hear things and listen to music, and just always been a part of my world.
All right, Dave in the back.
Hey, my oldest brother had a really great record collection and 8-track tapes. I used to listen to his 8 tracks, and that really inspired me. That was the stuff that I wasn't hearing on the radio. That was the heavier stuff. That, you know, when my parents listened to pop or whatever they were listening to, I didn't hear that. So that really kind of I loved music, but that made me really excited about music, and I think wanting to play it, you know what I mean? Hearing those heavier bands that I hadn't heard. But
I like that story, Dave. That's one of the few that I haven't heard.
5, 6, 7. It's me a whole lot of love. I mean, that used to stay.
Oh yeah.
What heavy stuff were you listening to on the tracks?
What's that?
What heavy stuff were you listening to?
Oh my God, Deep Purple, Zeppelin, a lot of Zeppelin, Aerosmith. But yeah, I mean, Zeppelin used to scare me when I was a kid, but I loved it. You know what I mean? It was like a horror movie.
Well, I want to talk about the EP Doomday Noises. It's at first a glance, I thought it was like, oh, you guys wrote this during the pandemic. But some of these, I think 2 of your songs were came out before then. I think Reading Your Rights and World on Fire. Did you guys like predict this whole thing happen, or you know, when did you start writing the other tracks for the EP?
All these songs were written and recorded shortly before, in that few months before the pandemic. So yeah, we saw it all coming. We all bought our own bunkers in Wyoming ahead of time. We've actually all had the vaccine for months. We are co-inventors. We own stocks in various companies along the lines. No, but the song, no, seriously though, the songs were all written before the pandemic.
They were
recorded. Yeah.
Before, and even toured. Like we were touring.
Yeah, there were a couple songs.
3 of the songs
in 2019.
Yeah, World on Fire, Deep Division, and Read 'em were all toured pretty heavily. Like in the beginning of the year.
Even Outbreak was written before then, because I was like, oh, this one's definitely about it.
Everything was recorded over a year ago.
Yeah,
Amazing.
they were all recorded by October of 2019,
Yeah,
and Outbreak included.
in fact, when everything started happening and we hadn't released the EP yet, we had to have a serious discussion about Outbreak. Like, do we do this? Do we put this on the EP? Is it appropriate? We were a little nervous, you know, because we had recorded it and mixed it, done everything before COVID.
And the lyrics, they all came, most of the key lyrics came on that first day when we came up with the song, because it was, you know, our typical thing when we write collectively, and that lyric Outbreak came out during that first day or two. I think that was a 2-day song for us, or over 2 different periods, and that lyric came out over one of those 2 days, and most of all the other lyrics followed in the next few days. And yeah, you know, looking back, as Brina was saying, it was strange when we went to release it. It was like, maybe we shouldn't put this out because people are going to think we're, you know, pandering, for lack of a better word. And in fact, I can say for myself, I went back and hedged on some of the lyrics to soften them up a bit, and I'm kind of upset that I did that now in retrospect. And I think, you know, as well, for instance, when we live stream, when we take it live, if we ever do a lyric or music video for this, I think we'll go back to the original lyrics, which have a little more of a friendly bite to them.
Oh, cool. Well, speaking of lyrics, who did the lyric videos you already released? I love the imagery, and someone like me, I'm dyslexic, so I've always been fooled by lyrics. So I love lyric videos where I can actually see going along with the music.
I'll let Brina take the lead on that, because she kind of takes the lead on all.
Yeah, that was
Did it
wrong.
yourself, or?
No, well, we have someone who does all the artwork, and then someone who's done all our videos is Ryan. How do you?
Ryan Calavano is our videographer, editor, DP. He's done all our lyric videos. He also did our latest music video for Deep Division. And so he takes some of the artwork that's done by our graphic artist, Donnie Phillips, and, you know, incorporates that into music video form under Brina's direction. The rest of us have basically nothing to do with it, because we're smart enough to know where we should put our thumbs and where not to.
Yeah, generally I'll I mean, I know that they're so good that I'll come up with a palette or like a pin board, or, you know, something for them to kind of know what the flavor is, what it's supposed to look like, the tones, imagery, and then I'll have a discussion with them, and then they're like I said, they're so good that they usually come up with something that's pretty damn close, and then we just refine it from there.
Yeah.
Oh, you did a great job. So you guys got your upcoming, I guess it's your last live stream event of the year, right?
Yeah.
December 17th. Yes, December 17th. It's going to be on your YouTube, Facebook, and you can actually go to your YouTube right now and click on it, so it sets a reminder for you, which is great. Peter, you said that in the last live stream, it was kind of weird playing with yourself, quote, that, you know, but have you got any more comfortable doing these live streams inside a studio, not in front of an audience, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's still weird. You know, it's funny, Dave sent me a live stream, a band that was doing a really cool live stream a few nights ago. And after their show, they did a Q&A. The band did a Q&A. And one of the questions, I think was the first question, so guys, what do you think? How does this feel versus live? And I mean, I could have just taken what they said and inserted it into my mouth, which was basically, it was really weird at first. We're getting comfortable with it. Do we overperform? Do we underperform? Etc. It's cool though, because now, if anything, we're just more comfortable with the technical aspect of it. We're more accepting of we're just playing in front of these cameras. Down the road, probably by March, if not sooner, we're going to do some live streaming on a bigger stage. Maybe we'll be able to invite a few fans, you know, some local fans, and grow from there. So yeah. Okay, the long answer to that question, yeah, I'm growing more comfortable. I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm growing more comfortable.
I think it helps to look and see, you know, afterwards. We don't really get a chance to see all the comments and stuff that's going on. during it, but afterwards you see all the interaction, and I think that's really nice. And
Yeah.
kind of you that sticks in your head that you know, we're all kind of in it together, and it really it's some sort of community, and you get to see the interaction, and that makes it nice.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's great because like a lot of other live streams are just people in their living rooms or stuff, and the sound quality might not be that great, you know, but this is like, it sounds great. You know, I feel like you guys kind of vibe off each other, even though you kind of, some of you are separated and stuff, but it's way better than a lot of other ones I've watched. So thank you for that. And I thank you, every artist, you know.
It was a lot to put together. And in fact, we had to reset up today, and we're kind of in the middle of it. In fact, I think I can hit, let me see something here. Yeah, you can get some other, oh, not that one.
There we go.
There we go. You get at least a couple of the views, you know, and we have our camera switcher, our friend Mike Scheibel, who comes in and does the camera switching. But aside from that, you know, it's a bit of an adventure technically, but it's fun, you know. And when we expect we're going to take it with us on the road once we're back actually playing real shows. Bring it along, bring the gear along, set up the cameras, do a live stream from wherever we are, be it, you know, on a stage, in a, you know, radio station studio, in our hotel room. You know, probably hate ourselves for doing that, but hey, we'll do it.
Why not? So is there any plans for 2021? I know you released some acoustic versions of your songs Down and Never Enough. I personally, I'd love to hear some acoustic versions off the Doomday EP recorded, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We hadn't thought about that. What, are you trying to put more on our plate?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, item number 2. We're doing I think it's a live stream on the 18th or 19th of January. I believe it's the 18th for Amazon through their Twitch channel.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be a bit in honor of the inauguration on the 20th. And they felt that our songs being politically, sorry about that, by the way. I don't know what, they felt our songs, oh, I can't really turn it off, sorry. Being, you know, of their political nature would be appropriate. So we're doing that, and we're actually putting the finishing touches now on our next EP.
Ooh,
that'll come sometime in the first half of 2021. We expect a single will drop sometime in March or April from that one. But the main goal is right now is just to keep driving our socials, keep doing live streams, and prep for when we can get back on the road. And we'll be back on the road full force once that happens.
Well, you mentioned you won't drop your social media for anyone who.
Oh, I accidentally muted you.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, drop your social media for everyone out there. I know.
Sons of Silver is the best way to do it. Just search Sons of Silver. You'll find our website at sonsofsilver.com. You'll find us in all of the DSPs from Spotify to Apple Music. And you can find us on Facebook, Sons of Silver, Instagram. We don't use Twitter all that much, but we do have a presence. Yeah, it's pretty. It's, you know, it's funny. It's one of those names that's actually kind of simple. Unfortunately, it wasn't taken, so we were able to grab up pretty much all of the basic URLs.
Oh, okay, cool. And it's a good song to chant too. It's funny, some bands tell me they pick names. They want a name that people could chant. Sons of Silver, Sons of Silver.
I like that. I hadn't thought about that. But should the accent for silver be on the ill or the ver?
Oh, I'll leave that up to you.
You know, I mean, because we may have to create a beat around it. Sons of Silver.
Yeah.
Maybe that's heavy. I don't know.
SOS works too.
SOS, yes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. There you go. SOS. There you go. Well,
yeah.
I always tell bands this. Thank you so much for doing live streams. You know, fans like myself are very passionate about music. We miss going to concerts. I know it's difficult for bands and weird, and it's not the same, but we appreciate it. So thank you so much. And we're looking forward to your new EP, you said, coming out next year.
Oh, thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you to Bionic Buzz for having us. It's an honor to play these live streams, an honor to be on your show. Really. Thank you.
Definitely.
All right, everyone take care, and we'll talk next year, all right?
All right, man. Take care. Thank you again so much.